And this is the morning newspaper briefing. My name is Double Gift and I have Mr. Mustafa Abdul Malik with me. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
And welcome to the show.
Thank you.
This is the show where we discuss newspaper headlines with you, basically the news that made it to front pages of the Nigerian dailies. And we'll start off with the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper has it that ISWAP plots massive attacks on Lagos, Kaduna, others. Security alert in FCT, call to bar venue changed amid fear of attack. Katsina communities invaded, troops patrol Abuja as police allay fears. Account for $1 billion security fund, Governor Otom knocks FG over attacks. There were strong indications on Tuesday that two terrorist groups, the Islamic State West Africa Province and Boko Haram, were planning to attack some states in the northwest, north central and southwest. The Punch learns that security agencies had got a security report that ISWAP and Boko Haram planned to attack Lagos, Kaduna, Kogi, Katsina and Zamfara states, as well as the Federal Capital Territory. Earlier on Tuesday, there was a leaked memo from the headquarters of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, which alerted state commands to the planned attacks. The NSCDC spokesman, Shola Odumosu, when contacted, said the memo did not originate from the security agencies. However, a state commandant who confirmed the memo said security officials had been directed to keep mum over it in order not to cause panic. The commandant, who spoke on condition of anonymity, said, yes, it is true that the headquarters issued a security alert to us that we should be careful and we should instruct our men to be watchful. We protect the critical infrastructure and places of worship. The Daily Sun newspaper, it says, ASU strike, Labour grounds Nigeria, threatens to stop elections. Gives FG 2-week ultimatum to resolve crisis. Mass protests rock states, another one planned for FCT. The Nigeria Labour Congress NLC yesterday made good its threat to shut down the country over ongoing 5-month strike by university workers as the first of the 2-day protest crippled various states. The protest, which commenced as early as 6:30 a.m. with the gatherings of workers in designated locations in every state's capital, attracted all the 35 affiliates of the NLC, including the non-academic Union of Allied and Education Institutions, NASU, Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, members of the Civil Society Students and Parents, as well as the Trade Union Congress, TUC. From the southwest to the southeast, north central to south-south, northeast to northwest, activities were paralyzed as markets, banks, schools, and even government offices were shut. Major roads in some state capitals were barricaded by the workers, who paraded various inscriptions on their placards. The situation caused gridlocks and resulted in motorists and commuters being stranded for hours. The Daily Independent newspaper has it that workers threaten to shut down country if FG ignores protests, say protest is just a warning action. Also, it has it that Buhari writes Senate to confirm Justice Ariwola as CJN, asks upper chamber to confirm 19 nominees as INEC commissioners. The next paper is the Nigerian Tribune, and it has it that DSS submitted 44 reports before Kuje prison attack, Reps Deputy Speaker. The story there says the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Idris Wase, on Tuesday disclosed that the Directorate of Security Service, DSS, issued 44 security reports ahead of the Correctional Service facility, Kuje Area Council of Abuja, by members of the terrorist group Boko Haram. Recall that over 800 inmates, including members of the Boko Haram, were freed by the insurgents who invaded Kuje Maximum Prison on July 5, 2022. The Deputy Speaker, who confirmed this after the lead debate on the motion sponsored by Honorable Abubakar Yaleman, APC Jigawa, on the need to halt the proposed nationwide ban on commercial motorcycles. The Deputy Speaker said we should cooperate with the government, though we appreciate what our brother has brought, and we appeal to the government that as they implement this policy is look at those areas that are not vulnerable and do not have the potency of having any such insurgency in their community. In line with our principle to help to curb the incessant insecurity in our country, we have to cooperate with the government. You can't imagine what's going on today in Abuja. The next newspaper is the Nation newspaper, and it has it that 2 officers, 6 soldiers killed in attack on presidential guards. Bodies of captain, lieutenant, others found. Bello mourns with families, residents. The story on the Nation newspaper says 2 officers and 6 soldiers attached to the Guards Brigade were killed in the Sunday ambush by terrorists in Buari, a suburb of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. Their bodies, according to the brigade's internal situation report, have been found. The sitraps cited yesterday by the Nation gave the names of the 2 officers simply as Captain Samuel and Lieutenant Jauro. The report, titled Ambush Against Own Troops of GDS Brigade, was silent on the names of the others. It reads, Captain Samuel and Lieutenant Jauro, X6 KIA, their bodies were found this evening. The report confirmed that 3 soldiers were injured. The wounded, according to the report, were evacuated to the Naowa Hospital in Abuja for treatment. The report added that the terrorists were within Buari and possibly to carry out their plans of attacking the Nigerian Law School in Buari as earlier reported. Before the Nation cited the reports, the brigade had said it lost only 3 of its members to the attack that happened along the Kubwa-Buari road. It dismissed reports that 5 soldiers were whisked away by the terrorists. No soldier was abducted. We only had 3 casualties and they were evacuated, the brigade spokesman, Captain Godfrey Abapa, said. Shortly after Abapa spoke, Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello said 2 out of the fallen gallant officers were illustrious sons of his state. Bello, in a statement by his Chief Press Secretary Mohammed Onogu, commiserated with the families of the deceased. The governor described the attack as a dastardly act and a show of cowardice, urging the authorities to expedite actions and ensure the capture of those responsible to forestall any future occurrence. The Guardian newspaper. The Guardian newspaper has it that Senate mom Abuja residents on high alert over planned attacks. The Daily Trust newspaper is the last newspaper we have, and it says ASU FG knocked as NLC stages solidarity protests in states. No immediate solutions to aviation crisis, Minister Airlines. Bandits kill 6 in Taraba, Katsina, abduct 36 in Kaduna. He also says 2023, North lags behind as voter registration ends in 4 days. Delta Rivers register more people than Sokoto, Niger, Katsina. Lagos, Kano, Delta top chart. Imo, Yobe, Ekiti lowest. Insecurity, disenchantment, responsible, Dawn activists. Also, a story here says terrorists plotting to attack Lagos, FCT, others, NSCDC, schools, worship centers, national assets targeted. These are the newspaper headlines we have. We'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll be discussing the details of these stories with you. Please stay with us. Everybody, my name is Dabur Gifts. Keep watching Aspheric TV. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Aspheric TV on YouTube. On Twitter, Instagram, we are Aspheric News. Bye.
Welcome to Aspheric News. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for those who have subscribed to our channel. We are happy to have you on our channel. Thank you so much for all your support. But please, for those who have not subscribed, we are begging you, subscribe to our channels. Please subscribe. Please, we are begging you, subscribe to our channel. And while subscribing, do not forget to click on the notification button, the button around it. Don't click for you to get our notification whenever we are on live program, wherever we are covering a live program, wherever we are giving you a news update, whenever we post a new content on our channels. Please do not forget to follow us on our social media handles. On Facebook, official at Aspheric News. On Instagram, Aspheric News. On Twitter, and Aspheric News. On LinkedIn, and Aspheric News. Please, thank you so much for your huge support. Your huge support. Watching is a support. Thank you. We are grateful. But please, let someone know about Aspheric TV. And also to call on us anyone in need of our service. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome back. Mr. Mustafa, let's start off with the ASU strike. Yesterday, the NLC started their 2-day protest, and then we're told that they shut down a lot of places in the country, not just the FCT. It was held in various parts of the country. In fact, I saw a video yesterday that was supposedly in Abuja, where I think some of the protesters blocked Tinubu from gaining entry into a particular building. Do you think this action and then the way it's going, it's actually going to send a message and then bring effects to the ongoing strike?
Well, we commend NLC for organizing this, although quite late, but better late than never. Understand? Because there is no justification for students of the university to be at home for 5 months. 5 good months. So this thing is the solidarity protest is coming a bit late, but better late than never. Well, the rest now is on the ball now is on the court of the executive, the government, to do the needful. Although they keep on moving up and down, back and forth regarding the negotiation between ASU and the federal government. Already, the 2 weeks that President Mahmoud Buhari gave, I think the 2 weeks will elapse this week.
And then the NLC also said they are giving the government 2 weeks.
2 weeks to implement whatever the
so
agreement.
It's just like you have said, the 2 weeks earlier given by the president is almost elapsed, and here's another 2 weeks again. Don't you think this will continue to?
Well, I believe that is let's just take it that a month grace. Let's just take it like a month grace to the federal government to do what is needful to ensure that ASU are back in the classroom. Let's just give them that, though it's a bit late. The protest is coming a bit late. No justification for students to be at home for good 5 months. There is no any justification for that. NLC coming out now in solidarity with the ASU is long overdue. Remember, they are the umbrella body of all the labor union in Nigeria, whereby the labor union now is a pressure group whereby they're supposed to pressurize the government all along to ensure they do the needful. But they didn't do that until now. Now, if we're in a democracy, if they should allow this thing to just remain like this, federal government may decide to stay on their own without acting, because as we are seeing now, some other issues are beginning to come up, like the issue of insecurity and here and there. So, to me, what will legacy is the current administration trying to leave behind? They should just ensure that students are back to the classroom now. If they are not back to the classroom now, it means by the time this thing drag for another, and it becomes 7 months, it means they have lost a complete session, which is nobody can. In fact, the labor union themselves, some of them are parents, they have children in the school, so they are part of the stakeholders. It's not like they are just outside again, but they should take this beyond this level. They should put much pressure on the government to make sure that it shouldn't be protest or solidarity anymore. They should shut down the institution in Nigeria, stay at home and refuse to go to work. That is the only way that the government will feel the impact and they decide to act accordingly.
Away from the strike, let's talk about the security situation, which happens to be on the news every day. So the DSS has said that it's presented 44 security reports before the
attack on
Kuje prison attack. 44 is kind of huge to me, and then it baffles me that despite that, nothing was being done until it happened, and even while it was happening, not a lot was done, and then about 800 inmates managed to escape.
And one of the inmates that escaped from there, that out of the 64, that they are proven to be terrorists.
Yes, has gone back to Kaduna and then is associating with
that they have gone back
kidnappers.
They have gone back to their old ways of terrorism.
Exactly.
See,
so what are your thoughts?
The fact about the situation now is that there is no any explanation that the intelligence community will give to Nigerians to say, okay, this is what failed. Because it's a shameful thing to say, okay, terrorists will organize, stage the attack on a maximum security prison within the nation federal capital, and they succeeded. You understand? So President Muhammadu Buhari himself, after the attack, he went there on the spot assessment of what happened. He said he was disappointed. Disappointed by what? Disappointed and you didn't sanction anybody? Does it mean that this is how we'll continue to be living and people will be dying callously in the hands of the terrorists and nobody is held accountable for his own failure? That is what it means. So until the commander-in-chief, who is President Muhammadu Buhari, decided to act accordingly, nothing will change. 44 reports, security reports, sent to who? And who refused to act before this thing happened? By now, heads should be rolling.
Exactly. Who received those reports?
Understand? There is this inter-rivalry between the institutions, security, intelligence, gathering. There is inter-rivalry among them. They are competing instead of to be a kind of a synergy. Working together. There is their work supposed to be in synergy with one another to work towards achieving one aim of protecting and defending Nigeria. Instead of that one, inter-rivalry is now causing friction between them. And within that friction, you discover that the bad guys, the terrorists, are taking advantage of that friction. And that is exactly what is happening. If the DSS claim that they submitted the 44 report, who do they submit to? Of which I believe that probably Office of the National Security Advisor. Office of the National Security Advisor is supposed to be like the hub of intelligence gathering and dissemination of whatever intelligence report that has been submitted. So and from there now, the military will take their own, the police will take their own, the DSS will take their own, NIA will take their own, DIA will take their own, and even the immigration and others, they will take their own too. But you discover that instead of them to now to say, okay, such a report emanate to say, okay, we are suspecting that terrorists are planning an act of terrorism on social time, between social time and social time. You know, it's not going to be something of tentative. It's something of like a speculation
maybe
based
this
on
week.
So at least they're supposed to like to preempt it. You understand? Preempting is part of the security now, which is very vital. If you preempt, you solve a lot of problems. But in our own case here, you discover that due to the lack of synergy, you discover that there's that rivalry between them. Within the DSS, they have their own strike force. Within the army, they have strike force. The police, they have strike force. They have all manner of this thing, so that at times you discover that security report will emanate from the DSS instead of police to act on it. They will not. Likewise, the police, if they need any clearance from the DSS, they have to go through a lot of bureaucracy, and then within that bureaucracy, you discover that havoc have been done. By now, we should, all the security agencies that are involved in intelligence gathering, they're supposed to act under one canopy, which is Office of the National Security Advisor. They should see themselves as partners for the good of Nigeria instead of seeing themselves as rivals. This is uncalled for. Many people are dying. Now the 6 soldiers and 2 officers are killed. And if you watch out now in the whole of Abuja, it's like being tensed because nobody knows where next. Look at the law school that they are doing their court to bar. Instead of to be at the law school venue, they now shifted it to a different venue now due to the insecurity situation.
Well, it's just like we had said earlier, 44 is a large number of reports to be ignored.
Yes.
I mean, even if it's a speculation, I feel like a sort of preparation should have been done in case. I mean, you never know when these people will hit.
You see, Gift, you see, there is a lot of havoc that has been done to this nation because of corruption. You understand? You discover that even the government itself, you discover that at times they will get this kind of report. That suspicion that, look, maybe this agency is trying to like squeeze money from us, and you understand? Instead of to do what is needful, the government now will hold back what they ought to have done
and neglect it,
all in the name of disseminating to disburse money instead of to disburse money, and havoc are being caused. And when we're talking about security is number one thing. If we don't have a secure environment, the foreign direct investment that the government is clamoring for, they cannot get it. No any investor would like to come and stake his money in an environment that there's uncertainty.
Still on insecurity, the army, which is the Gas Brigade, has come out to like confirm reports that some of they lost some of their officers in the ambush that happened in Buhari, and then they gave names, and it was a very short report actually, just stating names.
You know, it's military. They have their own way of communicating. You know, it's not something that's supposed to be for public consumption. It's something that is a confidential report.
Well, since it was already out there, they just kind of confirmed.
It's the work of media. Media, they must go even underneath to make sure that they put something out for the general public. That is exactly what they are doing their work. So it's really unfortunate. It's sad that too many officers have been lost, and this time around it's not like outside in the northeast or northwest,
it's in the federal capital
Abuja, and Buhari, a very close by community. So I think just like we said yesterday, that the terrorists wrote to the law school. This is becoming too annoying that nobody even know what is happening. Terrorists now decide could write to an institution to say, look, we are visiting you people on so day. See, that is why we continue to have on the intelligence gathering. You understand?
Well, you see, they didn't actually come, but their presence there and then the ambush that happened just shows that they were there and they were actually going to make their threats come to life.
You understand? So you understand, nobody knows exactly what is happening. There are a lot of things that government need to be done. You understand? See, we have NIN, that national identification. We have it. We have the BVN. All these are data capturing of every Nigeria. By now, we're supposed to know who is a Nigerian, who is residing in Nigeria. That is the only way to start. It's part of the security challenges. If you don't know who is in Nigeria and who is living in a particular environment, definitely we will continue to be dealing with these challenges of insecurity for a very long time to come. You understand? The essence of BVN is not just for bank to make use of it. The essence of it is to know how money moves into from one account to another account, who owns this account, who owns that account, and how many accounts are being linked to only one individual, and which money is coming into that account, and how money is being channeled. See, terrorism doesn't function in vacuum. For terrorism doesn't thrive in vacuum. Terrorism work with fund, because without fund, how does terrorists sustain their gun and even keep their men? You
mobilize themselves.
So are we saying that, look, this money is not going through the formal banking system?
Of course it is, because they cannot be moving with...
You can't be moving with large money.
Chunks of money.
We should tell ourselves the truth, that, look, there are a lot of things we are not doing the right way. There are a lot of things we are not doing the right way. I should know you, you should know me. If you are living in an environment, to say, okay, you are living in Maitama, which house are you living in, Maitama? The occupant, the neighbor within that neighborhood, they should be able to identify who is living within their neighborhood. That is the only that is the right way for us to go. Otherwise, we'll continue to be dealing with these challenges. And somebody will tell me now that Abuja, that people thought all along that Abuja is a kind of a protective zone. Abuja suddenly has been exposed not to be protected.
And then, still talking about this insecurity and then the audacity of these bandits, the ISWAP and then the Boko Haram have also, we hear that they are planning to attack a few states like Lagos, Kogi, Kaduna, and some other, Zamfara and some other places. What can you say about this? Still the audacity, like these people make known their plans.
Let me tell you one. I engaged someone yesterday who happened to be an ex-serviceman, and he told me a story of one of his boy, and he said his boy is currently serving in Northeast, and he said the guy told him that, look, that Oga, our work there in Northeast has now be the kind of at minimal level, that we don't do much work now, and that the army is like trying to consider to withdraw some of the assets from Northeast and take them to Northwest, because according to him, he said those bad guys, it seems as if some of them have dispersed from there. So it means that is why we said intelligence gathering is very important. You cannot have a nation with weak intelligence community. If you have a nation with a weak intelligence community, then let the government do some other things. If the poverty is reduced, if the people living below the poverty line are less, you discover that the anarchy will be minimal. The issue of insecurity will not even be there. Because when you are discussing this thing, you have to discuss some other economic contribution factors that lead to this. You understand? So, if there is a good intelligence gathering, you discover that they will preempt the act from happening, but not to wait until it happens. You understand? By now, every Nigerian is supposed to be like a contributor to the security. Every Nigerian is supposed to be acting like a policeman, not a policeman in a situation whereby you arrest anybody. You should. Every Nigerian is supposed to be vigilant, should be conscious of what happens within his community. You know, how many policemen do we have to start with? We have less than 400,000 policemen.
And then these security agents are being killed on a regular basis.
And then too, they are being killed by this. These policemen too, they have family. You discover a lot of things that is not normal. A policeman that is killed in active service, for his family to get his entitlement, it will take them years. You understand? So which policeman would like to give his life to be killed and leave his family to suffer? So that is one of those things. Apart from the military guys that their own, because of their own kind of discipline and regimented lifestyle, they must obey and comply with the last order and put their life at risk. Apart from that, the other side, the other security, I don't see them being at par with the army. So, but the army itself, they are not meant for what they are doing now. Army is like meant to fight war and defend the territorial integrity of a nation. But you now discover that army now are doing the work of the policemen. They are doing the work of the DSS. In fact, they are overstretched. They are everywhere.
Very sad development
Very sad
here on the
development.
insecurity and other things. Those were the major stories on Nigerian newspapers today. My name is Double Gifts, and I've had Mr. Mustafa Abdul Malik with me in the studio. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Aspheric TV on YouTube, and also follow us on all of our social media platforms. On Instagram and Twitter, we are Aspheric News, and on Facebook, we are official Aspheric News. Thanks for watching. Bye.